What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to discuss AT&T's 5-day return to office policy for 2025. That's not surprising. And what you guys are going to learn from this video and from AT&T. Obviously, you saw what happened with Amazon, but again, I wasn't personally surprised because when you see these big companies making these moves, it's all in favor of them. But real quick, guys, I'm also going to be vlogging. I'm going to be visiting a family member who lives near Waco, Texas. So today I need to put on my list 2 things that I've been wanting to do if I was going to drive in that direction. Because, you know, I love going on the Google Maps or Apple Maps and exploring and finding new coffee shops, new places to visit. So I definitely want to visit Baylor University and Buc-ee's, okay? If you guys don't know what Buc-ee's is, I'm sorry for your loss, okay? Just like if you don't know what H-E-B is, man, oh my God, the best grocery store on the planet Earth. Or maybe that's too far-fetched, you know? Maybe I'll say in the South or in America, in the United States of America for now. Let me head out, guys. I gotta get going. What's going on, guys? So yeah, Buc-ee's is humongous. It's definitely like the world's biggest gas station or something like that. And it's damn near a shopping mart. I mean, you guys will see the clips, but they had everything in there. They had a whole truck. You could buy clothes, I think. You could buy gadgets. You could buy pretty much anything you could think of. They had sweets. They had a bunch of sandwiches. I just got some glazed pecans, and I got this 3-meat sandwich with sausage, brisket, and turkey. So I'm definitely gonna eat that. But yeah, guys, and the gas, oh my God, the gas station portion can stretch a whole football field, so it's crazy. But I want to get to this topic real quick. When it comes to the return to office mandates, obviously it's bullshit, in my opinion. I've been working remote for the last 5 years. When remote work first happened, it was a mandate. Like, we had to do it because of the pandemic. And these companies were forcing people to take vaccines and forcing them to do things that they were uncomfortable with at the time. Or just, you know, some people didn't want to work from home because it wasn't going to be conducive to what they were trying to do at the time with their careers and everything. So it just happened abruptly. Now that these companies are not even giving people a choice or giving them a proper heads up or paying for them to relocate, you know, they're just saying, you're going to return to the office, and if you don't, you're pretty much going to get fired. That's basically what's going on with AT&T right now. I just did some research on this, and pretty much they had 300 offices, and now they only have 9 regional offices that they want all their employees to come into. So if somebody, you know, works from home and they live out of state, then they're going to have to quit. Obviously, AT&T does not care. Companies do whatever is in their best interest. I've always advocated for people to put themselves first because these companies don't care about you. They don't care if, you know, you lose your job and you don't have any savings. They don't care if you don't have something lined up and you could work there for 10, 20 years. That's why, you know, a lot of people shame me for job hopping after the pandemic. When I was working at New Jersey state government, I knew before they even told me that, hey, once you guys are remote, that's only going to be temporary. So I did what was best for me, and I kept job hopping, and I made a lot more money, and I don't regret it. In my last 3 situations, I will say, working at Fortune 500 company in 2023, I was traveling to go see my team. When I asked to get compensated for that travel, they didn't do it. You know, they basically just told me, like, no, we're not going to pay for it. It was a personal trip. That's just one of many ways that corporate can screw you. You know what I mean? That really deterred me from wanting to stay. So I ended up job hopping, and then I got a contract role. They told me, hey, we're going to give you to the end of this year, 2024, but it's going to go into 2025 too. And this is something I haven't talked about yet, but pretty much they let me go. But your boy has a new job offer. So, you know, I had to do what was best for me in a lot of these situations. But with AT&T, man, you guys have to realize something. And with Amazon too, because they actually were one of the first big companies to start to state, hey, like 5 days a week, you got to come in, return to office. So you guys got to realize what's going on and don't let it scare you. I would say let it empower you. Okay, there are still remote positions because I was able to get a remote position. Even though all the trends are saying, hey, like, all the people on TikTok crying, complaining that there's no remote jobs, all the people on Reddit, I don't let that deter me. Like, I've been able to switch to remote positions at least like 3 or 4 times already. So nothing phases me, and I'm not surprised by this mandate. But I really want you guys to start advocating for yourselves, because it's no joke out here, Obviously, with AT&T, this is a way to, just lay off people without really laying them off. But they're not going to tell you that. You have to read between the lines. So my strategy is just to put yourself first, And I'll talk about this in another video, but what I did was, when I was working the contract role, I was still in the Northeast, and I knew I wanted to move to the South. And now that I'm here, I'm set up very, very nicely, and I'm not as stressed as I used to be. And I don't feel that pressure by corporate to go into the office or whatever. Like, if they mandated that to me, I would just find another job locally here that would have a hybrid model, or I would just, like I just did, find a fully remote position. And funny enough, my company now that I'm going to be working for is based out in California. So, I've always been able to leverage remote work, because when I was living in New Jersey originally, after the New Jersey State job that I worked at, I was able to, get remote jobs from Minnesota, Ohio. So that's, in a way, I put myself first, and it always worked out for me, because New Jersey was a very high income earning state, and they weren't paying. They wanted me to live in this state, and it cost so much to live in New Jersey, and they weren't even paying. They weren't paying me shit, So that, now it's the opposite. Now I'm living in a state where, there's no state income tax, and I'm getting paid more than ever, and it's all legal. And it's because I strategized. So you guys have to see it that way. You have to move a certain way so that you're doing what's best for you. If you want to work hybrid, that's fine. If you want to work fully remote, that's fine too. But these companies will lay you off, and they will not give you any warnings, okay? You have to be prepared for this, and you have to see yourself as your own business entity in a way. Like, yes, you're a worker, you work for somebody, but you are being used for your services, and then let go when it's no longer needed or no longer serves the company. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about this in the next clip, but 3, 2, 1. I'm going to get going, guys, because I'm running late. I got to go see my family. I got to go to Baylor. I'll try to get some clips of that. But I'll basically talk about, the stock performance too, and how that's affecting things. So let's get into it. What's going on, guys? I just got done chilling with my family, man. It's such a beautiful thing to spend time with family that you haven't seen in a while, and especially knowing that, you move to a whole new area and you have somebody that you can go see. So another thing with 3, 2, 1. Another thing with remote work, I will say, make sure you have somebody in the area, within 2 or 3 hours, or at least someone that, you can tell to say, hey, like, I live here, you could share your location. I think it's really important just in case of emergencies and whatnot. But man, I had such a great time. We went to some really cool, we went to this restaurant, this burger spot that had an arcade, and they had comic books. It was like a comic book store arcade restaurant, I guess you can call it. And I was able to get this really awesome mug that I'll show you guys later. It's a Ninja Turtles mug, and I have my collection. But real quick, it's 5 o'clock right now. By 5:30, I'm gonna try my best to go to Baylor University like I promised. But yeah, let me get out of here, and then again I'll read you some things that I gathered with Perplexity, talking about AT&T stock. And again, talking about the AT&T situation, just being aware of the company's performance and being ahead of the layoff situation is going to save you time, money, and energy. You're going to thank yourself, because you're going to be able to, plan ahead for, a job switch when you need to. Not that you have to, but when you need to. And I'll talk about this in another video, how, job switching too quick can be bad, but, this could be a really good strategy for you in the future. So that's something I would consider. Let me get out of here, guys. What's going on, guys? So listen, I know you guys just saw that vlog. I apologize for not getting Baylor University. I'll try to do a better job of time management, but I had to show you guys more of the video. So right now I'm home and I'm looking up some numbers and some financials regarding AT&T and how this directly ties into the return to office mandate. But not only that, I'm going to put you guys on to a tool that I like to use called Perplexity. So let's check it out. As you guys can see here, right, this is Perplexity. And basically, it's like Google search and AI mixed in together. Now, I'll go into more detail about it and what makes it work so well. But pretty much you can ask it questions and it'll give you direct articles, direct links, and you can kind of keep this thread going. It's called threads or spaces that you can create. So I asked it, how has AT&T stock done since the pandemic? Is the company going broke? And it pretty much just broke down everything for me. As you can see the stock market right here, and it makes all the points that you need. And below right here, right, where this number 3 is at, is the direct link. So yeah, that's annoying. But let's click on another one. Okay, that's annoying too. So I guess you got to subscribe to some of those links. They might be biased. Let's see if we can get a free one. So it takes you directly to the page right here with AT&T. And this is the source that you're getting it from. So you're getting reliable information. It's not just AI making things up. It's utilizing what's out there in the world and then mixing that with AI so that it can answer your specific questions. So let's take a look at this. If we look back in the last 5 years, right? So this is around the pandemic. You can see that the performance hasn't been well. I'm not telling you guys to look at the stock market, but you should be paying attention to the financial performances of some of these companies. I think that's really important. That's something that you guys should be implementing into your strategy. But as you can see, man, $28 and now we are at $22. I mean, I'm no financial expert, but that's not good. Okay. Now, according to the question that I asked Perplexity, this is the information that it gave me. Basically, the company is not going broke. In fact, AT&T is demonstrating financial stability, probably more in current times, but overall, it's still like, obviously it hasn't been doing good. So yeah. First point is strong financial performance. AT&T reported 16.8 billion in free cash flow for 2023, exceeding previous guidance and up to 2.6 billion from the prior year. Number 2, subscriber growth. The company is outpacing competitors by 1.7 million annual wireless subscriber additions. Let me take a look at that real quick. All right, I'm gonna have to find a way around paying for Forbes because I'm not paying for that shit. Okay, here we go. Because I thought Verizon was still doing better than them, but okay, this is from 2023. So 2023 highlights. The company has been posting gains and subscribers signed up for its wireless plan. Specifically, AT&T recorded 526,000 postpaid net subscriber adds in the fourth quarter and 1.7 million for the entire year. Much better than 499,000 from Verizon. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know if I trust that. But if that's what the numbers say, then that's what they say. Okay. And they're reducing debt, and I guess they have a positive outlook. But none of this really matters, right? Because we're not on the board, and unless you're investing and you have AT&T in your portfolio, it doesn't really matter to you, right? So now let's ask it a follow-up question. Oh, I had it saved. Here we go. All right. So I'm going to ask it a follow-up question, which you guys can do in Perplexity. How does this tie in with the recent return to office mandates? Okay. So I'm going to ask it that question. Let's see the key aspects of AT&T's return to office mandate. Number one, full-time office return. AT&T is requiring all office-based employees to work on site. So we already know that. Okay. Number two, phased implementation. The company is rolling out this policy in stages with higher level management returning first, followed by other employees. Interesting. Okay, and this is according to Business Insider. So this is the source that's pulling from again. That's why Perplexity is pretty good, because it's going to highlight everything without you having to read through the article. But of course, you could read more if you want more context. Okay, so now this is an issue. Space constraints. Like other companies implementing similar policies, AT&T faces challenges with office capacity, leading to staggered returns and potential seating issues. So they're not even thinking about that part of the equation, but they want to force you to go back into the office. And look at this comparison with other companies, because in 2024, and I didn't cover this on YouTube yet, but Amazon and Dell implemented the same thing. Obviously, employee concerns, speculation about ulterior motives, debate on effectiveness. Okay, this trend of stricter RTO policies in major corporations like AT&T and Amazon suggest a potential shift away from the widespread remote work practices adopted during the pandemic. However, it also highlights the challenges companies face in implementing these challenges, including logistical issues, employee resistance, and potential impacts. Okay, so it didn't really answer too much of the question, in my opinion. So I need to let's see. And then it offers related issues here. So I'll ask it one more follow-up question. So I'm going to say, what is the main reason for RTO? Is it because of their finances? All right. So let's see. And, sometimes you just got to play around with it. So its decision is not primarily driven by financial concerns. I believe it is, but of course, let's see the reasons. Collaboration and innovation, customer support, company culture. The culture is trash. So sometimes you can't trust AI, guys. Okay, I won't even lie. You can't trust AI. But let's look at this part. Cost cutting, control. I like that. However, there are alternative perspectives on the motivation. Work reduction. These are the reasons. These are literally the reasons right here. But these are the reasons that the higher ups are gonna tell you, right? So I don't know. You guys have to read between the lines. So a company like Amazon is humongous, and that's why I never really applied to them or wasted my time. Of course, I would love to make that kind of money, but I believe that I can make that money working at a mid-sized company, or just not at Amazon, just not at Facebook. I don't want to be like everybody else. That's my opinion, personally. But yeah, obviously it's to cut costs, and it doesn't take a genius to figure this out. But I just wanted to show you guys this. And listen, I'll be making a lot more videos in this format, so I'm super excited. This is the first time in a long time I've done some kind of screen share, so look out for that. Look out for some live streams. And yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video.